So I think this is the last part, and this is kind of like the boring end of the shit. I'm just reading over if I forgot anything that I need to remember. No, I thought the staging was perfect. And you know what? The stage door wasn't that bad. It was actually, I mean, when I went for Thursday, it wasn't at that crowded. There was only like maybe 15 people there, and there was like, cause I'm so used to New York City stage dooring. Like there's always barricades, and then you have like guards. I mean, with their stage door, they did have like special police, whatever they are, because I saw them at other places, so I don't know if that's like um a security company that like DC hires, or they're actual police, because I did see on some of them they did have guns. So are they police? I don't know. I didn't Google it. But they did have, but the one that was manning the stage, or she was really nice, because because people were asking her like, do you know if so and so are coming out or whatever, and she's like, I don't know. So she knew as much as we did. Um, because I talked about this on Twitter before. I found out about Raul not stage dooring because of Bradley Dean, but at the time I could not remember his name. Like, as I said before, I can't remember names for shit. I'm just terrible. My memory's fucked. So even I forget other, like, I'll just meet you and it's nothing personal against anybody. I forget names, and sometimes I forget faces. So it's a good combo. So I told people on Twitter, like, Raul's not coming out. He's sick. And I already made um and people got pissed. They're like, well, how do you know? Are you starting gossip or drama? I'm like, no, I'm just telling you what people, like, even other ensemble members told us, and I sorry, I can't remember their names. Even they said like he's just sick. He's just like out of it. And then like on the Saturday matinee, like when we met Ruthie Ann again, she told a group of us, like, because there was like people obviously there for Raul, and I've seen them before, so I know they were Raul fans. And she came out, and she's like, no, right after that show ended, he went into like, probably like the green room or wherever they stay at, like, the Kennedy Center, and he just napped. Which, the idea of a napping Raul is like the cutest thing ever. I'm like, oh, this poor baby. He's like sick, but you can tell. Like, I said this like a couple videos before. He, like, you watch him, and he Friday night and I'm not kidding. Like, why am I counting this? But who knows? Um, he drank 6 bottles of water, and then on the Saturday matinee that I saw, he drank 2. Oh yeah, and that's how good Chess was. Like, I forgot to add that in. This is why this is a bonus video. That's how good Chess was. It was so good, because I was like, I want to see it again, but then I'm looking at because tickets popped up, and they were close too. Like, I mean, it wasn't as close as my Friday, but still, they were orchestra, and they were okay, not complaining. They were 8 rows away, but they were $200. But that's how good it was. I spent another $200 to see this play, and I never do that. Usually if it's like like when it's in New York City and it's Broadway, I usually tend, if I'm staying down there, I usually rush, because then rush is like $30 or $40, not 200, but it was so worth it. And oh, I need more dogs, but hey, it's a passion. Um, but anyway, people got mad, and they're like, you're just running. I'm like, no, 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 no. This is what people from the show, and he's napping, and when you're watching him in his chair, he's like drinking water, and he's gargling, and like he was doing, like, he was doing this, and there was like a couple of points where he was like, he's just fidgeting with it. He always fidgets with his hands, like he always has to be doing something. That's how Raul's. But he also like was, and I was kind of dying inside, because I was like, when he rubbed his tummy a little bit, I was like, oh, so precious. But when you're looking at him when he's sitting, like, he did look, when he's on stage and he's performing, that goes away. But when he's sitting, like, he was just like, he was kind of like breathing more deep and stuff, and like a little bit out of breath. And Yeah, and other people weren't. Karen wasn't stage touring because same thing, she was sick, and I don't blame them. Like, you're meeting strangers, and I explained this in a video, so I'm not gonna like do a whole thing on it. But when you're sick, you don't want to be around people you don't know. Like, you're meeting fans and whatever, and you're sick. Um, and that was, people are like, well, oh, I paid for a ticket. I'm like, dude, you paid for a ticket and they gave performance. Well, I already made a video about that, so I'm not gonna, whatever. But, I just, I can honestly talk about this show for 2 hours because I feel like I've been talking about it for 2 hours. Um, I just, this show was amazing, and I got to meet um, I got to meet because I got to meet a lot of friends that I've made through the Raul fandom, and um, I got to meet my friend Jen again, and I got to meet my friend Melissa again, and I got to meet Erica again. So much fun, even though it was short, and and oh God, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna butcher your username. I think your name is Sarah, and I think it's sort of biography. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your username, but because with this musical, but especially with the Raul fandom, it brings people together, and you get to meet new people, and you get to fan, and I honestly wish it was like a group of us just like being like, oh my God, Raul, be like Beatle groupies, like terrible. um because it's honestly, when you see shows too, and it's just not with Raul or anything. When you see shows, it's honestly more fun seeing with friends than by yourself. And I've done that, but honestly, it's more fun to see it with friends. But I honestly too, I wish I got to meet Megan, and I wish I got to meet Amanda. It's just with just times didn't clash up. But I'm hoping maybe when Chess maybe comes to Broadway, we'll all get to meet like as a big group thing, and then we'll all like, and hopefully maybe he maybe Raul will stage door, but who knows? With he's starting to get back into things again. So if he doesn't, he doesn't. He does, he does. And hopefully the weather has been wacky and cold and ick. And everybody like dying because of the flu and the cold and whatnot. But yeah. Uh, but just amaze balls, like this show. Because originally when I was gonna do all these parts, I was gonna do as I normally do, but I felt it was better to do it as a face to face video. Um, Even though whatever. So yeah, I think I will end this video because like I went home Saturday because I saw the matinee, and it was pretty much the same. The only minor things that I noticed was, and I wrote it down before, with especially with Raul, he definitely was holding back. So I think he put so much on Friday night that it finally, like the cold slash the throat infection finally hit him, because he was because that last finale for Pity the Child, he did not hold that ooh as long. It was pretty short, and then he stood there for a second, where he's supposed to, and then of course when he does the walk off thing. But when I was listening to the others, like especially Saturday night, and I feel so bad for anybody that went to see Raul for the first time, like even ever, or seeing him perform. I kind of felt bad because, and it wasn't his fault. It was just he randomly got hit by the cold, but his voice was gone. I was listening to other like Deal No Deal, and his voice was breaking, cracking. It wasn't hit off, like off key. Um, like his voice was gone, and I'm pretty sure he was probably holding back a lot to trying to save his voice, because that's the one thing I was worried about, especially that Friday night, because we all knew he had like a vocal, or not a vocal thing, but a throat infection, and I was so worried, like especially when he was hitting those notes that high, um, that his voice was just gonna like, and like, and it would have been like, and I hope that if any critics were out there, and I hope they know that he had a throat infection cold, I hope they do not hold like his performance, especially Saturday night into Sunday night. They do not hold it against him, because that would be bullshit. That would suck, because he was phenomenal Friday night, and probably so too phenomenal that he kind of did, you know, not elevate, escalate the throat infection slash cold, like, you know, making his vocal cords, overworking them. Um, but I hope if anybody saw him that Sunday night, um, they don't hold it against him, or they didn't think, or they think he's an awful singer. He's not. He's so fantastic. He gives his, and by the way, I think Sunday night, honestly, he gave his best acting. Like, I will say that, like, because thank God for Erica, like, secretly doing ninja video recordings. I don't know how you did it, but thank you. Um, because Sunday night, I honestly feel that he gave his best acting. Like, he acted his ass off. And I think he did that on purpose, because he knew that his voice was not there. And even though he was trying so hard, there was other songs he was basically talking. And I know he, like, on Friday when I saw him, he would be singing. But please, 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 if there's any critics, like especially major critics, I don't know, I can't name any, but I know they were there, because there's articles all over the place, especially from like Variety and a couple. Please, 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 please do not hold it against him, because if you were there Friday night, you would have been like, this man he's definitely back, but he never left the stage. Like he somehow time traveled from 2012 Leap of Faith onto the stage for 2018's Chess. He did not lose it. It was just, the cold robbed him, and that's unfortunate. He does not deserve that at all, to get a cold. Neither did Karen and Ruthie at all. Like, none of them deserved to get a cold, and it just sucks that it just happened at that performance. So, that's all I want to say. Sorry, this video, like, I think it's 5 parts or 4 parts. I lost count. 6? I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out later, but if you watch it all, I hope that everyone agrees to that, hopefully he'll get better. Drink lots and lots of soup and lemon and honey tea, and Raul needs to take care of that voice, and no talking and no singing. Get dry erase board and write all that you need to, that he needs to, and so we can hear him sing again, and hopefully, because he's supposed to be performing next month at Miscast, so hopefully his voice will be 100% again, and he'll get it all taken care of, and so other people can experience what anyone who saw him at Chess got to experience. This man belongs. Thankfully, he's out of SVU, and he's back on stage where he belongs, and that's it. I need to stop talking. Bye!